Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back. I am Andrea B, and I am welcoming myself back because it has been a very long time since I have recorded, but it feels good to be back. Thank you to my lovely supporters. I have been asked, when will you record? And I've been told it's time for video. I'm ready for some more encouragement. So I'm here. I will get to the encouragement, but I had to first take care of myself and receive encouragement for myself. I did not plan to take this much time off. I honestly only expected to miss 1 week, and then a week turned into where we are now, maybe 5 or 6 months later. But this time has been so rewarding. So it seemed like I hit a wall because I just did not know what to discuss. I have a list of ideas of things to talk about, but none of it resonated with me at the time. I've attempted to record videos, and in the middle, I will stop and just walk away. I was experiencing audio issues, and on top of working more, my time was just elsewhere, and YouTube was not a priority, sadly. But now I want to incorporate it as best as I can, even if it's just a little bit of, maybe 5 minutes or 30 minutes, whatever it is. But as much as I wanted to keep a schedule, I realized that a lot of my previous videos have come from spur of the moments where God is downloading information to me, and I get that spark, I get that inspiration to show up and record, and to set an intention to record every week. I'd ask myself, okay, what will it be this week? What do I want to talk about this week? And it just wasn't as natural. I know having a schedule can be helpful just with anything. Nothing wrong with a schedule. And sometimes there's room for spontaneity. And I say all that to say, I don't know how often I will record moving forward. I just know I'm here now, I'm showing up, and I want to share God's word and encourage you all as best as I can, and you take from it whatever you need to take from it. So in this time though, what I've realized is that I've spoken with God, and I've asked Him to teach me how to trust Him more, to rely on Him, to lean on Him, to accept His will for my life, to surrender, to know that He has my best interests at heart, that He has it all figured out. Knowing that God created a purpose for me before I was even born, and letting Him lead the way, asking for guidance, and to know Him and to hear His voice. It's a lot to ask God for, but if you know, when you ask, you will receive, and you have to be ready for what you're asking for, because God can give us everything we want, but if we're not ready to receive it, what good will it do? So, asking God for all of those things, He showed me that I had to be obedient to Him, and I had to get out of His way, let Him do what he does best. And that's not easy. If you are like me, you like control. You like control to a degree. Maybe you want total control. I know I've been there. But we have to surrender. We have to pull back and let God do his job and let other people stand in the gap as well. And I was watching a video recently about, I think it was either when it's time to let someone go, maybe when God is telling you to let someone go and you're not listening. And one of the ways was if someone, if you feel drained after talking with someone, that's usually a sign that it's time to pull back from them. And that stood out to me because my nature has been to be there for people, advice and encouragement as much as possible. That's the reason I've started this YouTube channel. That's the reason I became a therapist, because I wanted to, and want rather, to teach people the things that I needed growing up. And I am just so compassionate. I don't like to see people in pain. I like to know that there is a way to get rid of the pain. If you're sick, try this remedy. Exercise, do this. Like, I want to provide everything I can because I believe that if you just do X, Y, and Z, this will be better. And that may or may not be true, but I had to learn that it's not up to me. I may be providing something useful, but maybe the next person has something that works even better for you that I don't even know about. And that's where God can intervene and say, you've done enough, you've tried to help as much as possible, but let me in the mix. Let me do what I do best. Just step back, because if you're feeling drained and you're giving your all to help somebody, there are a mix of emotions where you may not look forward to speaking with them. You may be resentful and frustrated, thinking, why am I investing all this energy and you're not doing anything I suggest? You're not taking my advice. You're not changing. You're not listening, yada, yada, yada. That is where God may be instructing you, and what he did for me by saying, just step back, take some time away, help as much as possible, and even understanding what help may look like. I had to realize that what I think is best is not actually what people want for themselves. So it's always great to start with, what do you want? Is this what you actually want for yourself? What does better look like for you? And if people can answer those questions for themselves, you can then decide if that's something you can actually help with or not. And chances are you may hear what better for them looks like and say, oh, well, I actually don't know anything about that, but I have a friend that does. I will connect you with them. And I understood that if I want to be there for other people, I have to take care of myself, and not just take care of myself like I don't need anybody and I can do it all alone. What I mean by that is I had to check in with myself. because I know what I'm feeling, I know what I'm thinking, I know when I've reached my limit, and God was calling me to rest, especially with me working more. I've been more physically active, and that can be tiring, standing on my feet a lot more, and I have to physically rest and recover, and just taking a step back to adjust to the physical demands. It took some time, and in order to know what I truly needed, I had to just be present with myself and allow for rest. Now, if I am not checking in with me, I am not going to be my best self for other people. If I'm not feeling as encouraged, I don't know how much I can give to you all, and I don't know how much encouragement I can really share if I don't really believe it. And that's honestly another feeling I had when I tried to record before today, is feeling low, not really wanting to talk, and it just felt like that was a big ask of me. And YouTube is my thing. No one, even though people have asked me to record, it's not something that I have to do or that I feel pressured to do. I enjoy it and I want to keep it that way. And before today, it felt like it was just a pressure on me. Like, you gotta show up, you gotta record, and I didn't want to. It was in my tone, it was in my body language, and that wasn't good. So I say all that to say, if you want all the control, or if you're taking on more than you should be taking on, it's probably time to just pull back and let God do work. Because with Him seeing everything and knowing everything, His way will be better. He will have a better idea. And if we can just hear His voice and listen to Him and wait for His yes, we will know what to do, which direction to go in, and we will be doing a lot less than we would have before. If we try to figure it out without Him, do it our way, it's so reassuring for God to say, just sit back, let time do its thing, and at the right moment, I will download the right information for you. I will download the answer. I will open this door, but just let time do its thing. What happened in Genesis? God created the universe, aligned the stars, put the greenery on the ground, and rested. Was He done after that? No, but He started. He worked for days and took a break. We can do the same thing. We have permission to do the same thing. And if God is saying, look, you did enough for today, you did enough for this week, just pause and just wait. I have something for you in a few days, but you have to get there. In the meantime, go mind your business and do something else. Come back to this later. And if we're just so consumed with one thing and not releasing that control, it can be frustrating. And it can be so simple if we just surrender and just throw our hands up and say, God, all right, I'll let you do the rest. Thank you for getting me this far. Especially when it comes to other people's lives, we don't have that full picture the way God does. We we talk to people, we have our friends, we have our family, our spouses. We may know so much about them, but we don't know everything. So it's easy to look around and say, I wish you would just do this. Every time I see you, you're doing XYZ. You still haven't lost weight. You're still eating poorly. You your relationships are terrible. If you stop doing this, and sure, you may be saying something that is logical and valid. However, your way is not always better for people. And I just thought about this earlier. Going back to how compassionate I am, when people are sick or hurt, it lights a fire in me. That's why I use the example of, okay, just eat this, just work out, just take these supplements, yada yada yada. And it's like putting all the hope and trust in the food and the supplements and the exercise. While all of those things can be helpful, that's not the guarantee. We don't know what will take the pain away. We don't know if the pain will be taken away. We don't know if better means not being sick. We don't know if it means being cancer free, losing weight, whatever. But all we see is that this person is in pain, and we see a solution. Oh, you're overweight, we'll just lose weight. We don't know if that's what'll make the person better, because we don't have that full picture. And God sees something that he's probably saying, child, if you knew, the weight is the least of their worries. There's something inside here or in their mind, or you don't know what they're dealing with. And sure, they can lose weight later, but maybe that's not the priority. Maybe God is calling them to work on something else, and the rest will work itself out. And that is the type of control I mean, where just, especially if you're trying to help somebody else, consult God. One thing that grinds my gears, and a lot of people's gears, because I hear it all the time, God told me to tell you. God may have done that, sure. God talks to people to help others, I know. But be for real. Like, if God is talking to you to help someone, work with God. Okay, God, um, I see my friend is hurting. My husband's hurting. How can I support them? What do you need me to do? Work with me, God. And he will tell you. But sometimes we just may be taking on so much because we care and we want things to be better. And I had to ask myself, I said, if I could take someone's pain away, I probably would. And then I thought about being in God's shoes, and I said, well, if God wants to take the pain away, he would, and he can. But in his timing, this pain may be teaching someone something. Just like the pain that I've gone through to get here, it taught me something. And sure, there are times where I pray, like, Lord, take this pain away. And sometimes the prayer is, okay, God, just give me strength to get through this, because whether the pain leaves or not, I don't know. I'm not there yet. I'm just here now. I'm in pain, and I need help to get through this, because it sucks. And we may look at people and say, they deserve this. I just saw a post. It was about Steve Jobs not acknowledging his daughter for so many years. And someone in the comments said, see, that's why he died of cancer, because God don't. No. How do you know that that's what God's. All right, I'm going to sprinkle some cancer on you. You deserve cancer for not acknowledging your daughter. Because if that's how God worked, I think we all will be walking around with a little bit of everything. We probably would just be skin and bones and a little piece of dust. We probably would be smaller than a mustard seed if God punished us that way and said, you deserve this for being mean to the lady at the supermarket. You deserve this for not obeying me here. No, God has a lot more grace and mercy toward us. And I don't think it's fair for us as human beings to say, this is what this person deserves. So, with all of that being said, my hope is that what you all take from this is just to lean on God more and more, invite Him into your heart. Someone recently recommended inviting God. I was watching Touched by an Angel. I absolutely love that show. I just love it. There was an episode where a couple was getting married and things were just not going right, and the wedding planner, who is also an angel, she kept saying, I feel like I'm forgetting something. What's missing? And then it got to a point where she said, oh, we forgot to invite God. This is a wedding and we forgot to invite God. And there was an invitation, and I just said, that is so beautiful. And so what I've learned is to invite God places, invite Him with us to the store, to have coffee, have breakfast, and just to spend time with Him, to check on Him. I like to ask God how He likes His coffee, and He likes it the way I like it. I don't know what He's going to tell you. That's between y'all. But He told me He likes how I make my coffee. So we have fun together. But the more I spend time with God, the more that I get to know Him, it becomes natural to be more Christ-like and to do His will and to just be grounded. I just absolutely love the Lord, and I am grateful for the season that I'm in. As much as I may have aspirations and dreams, I may have a plan that I want to happen for my life and maybe for other people, but each day I become more confident in just saying, Lord, let your will be done. If this is in your will, let it be so. Lord, use me. Sometimes that's scary. I realize how scary it is to say, Lord, use me. I used to say it because it sounds good, but when I thought about it, I said, whoa. Okay, Lord. Yes, use me. I want you to use me. I want to be a living testimony of how good you have been to me. But Lord, you are using me in a way that is stretching me past my comfort zone and growth. But y'all, we have been growing since the beginning of time. As babies, we have been growing, and we are pretty tough. You've made it this far. You've been through some things. We all say the same thing. Oh, if I look like what I've been through. That just shows how good God is. And with whatever you're going through, it may not be where you want to be, where you thought you'd be. But this is just an opportunity to Accept where you are. Accept how you look. Accept your circumstances and say, okay, God, what's next? What do I need to do to improve? And that's between y'all. Have that conversation. Let God lead the way. Just know that it takes work. And when I say accept your circumstances, that does not mean you have to like them. No. Acceptance, in my opinion, is just accepting reality as it is. This is how I look, this is how I feel, this is where I'm at. This is my situation. I accept it because there's no good in trying to ignore it. There's no good in feeling like beating ourselves up, um, and just being so negative and just being our worst critics. So just show up as you are. Say, Lord, this is where I'm at, because He knows, He sees you, He knows what you're feeling. So let Him use you where you are. Now, I want to end with this. It's something I was just thinking about recently, about how different we are from God. And if we responded the way that He did, things would look so much differently. And the specific example I thought about is how we pray to God all the time, whether it's genuine or not. We ask God for things and we're saying, Lord, just take it away. Can you just answer this prayer for me? And what if God just answered it just like that, on command? Now, that's where people are different, because even us as humans, someone may ask to borrow money. Let me see your card. Can you do this for me? The answer is no, 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 no. Why? Because the first thing you're probably thinking is, what has that person done for me? They don't deserve it. All they do is treat me bad. And think about God, be in God's shoes. If you are not believing in Him, if you are just turning your back on Him, but the moment you need something, you turn toward Him and ask Him for something, why would He just do it? Why? Oh, okay, yeah, whatever you want. Yeah, sure, yeah. That's what people want. That's what a lot of people want from God. And when God says no, people turn their back on Him. Oh, you're not there for me. You're not who you say you are. You don't love me. You don't care about me. And that's not even true. So the reason I'm sharing that is because it takes work to know God, to love God, spend time with Him. Don't just call on Him when you need something and He gives you money. All right, God, I'll talk to you the next time I need money. No, talk to Him just because it's today's Saturday, whatever day it is for you, you're watching this video. Talk to Him just because it's today. Let it be both. Just because when you need something, invite Him into your life, into your heart. And I believe the more that you get to know Him, your love will grow, your relationship will grow, your trust in Him will grow, and that will set the foundation for a better quality of life. So, with all of that, I am praying that you all can take whatever I said today, apply it however you need to. And as always, with love, take care of yourselves. And until next time.